Rwanda, commonly referred to as a country of 1,000 hills because of its beautiful scenery, yesterday launched Africa's newest stock exchange, seeking to deepen capital markets in one of the region's fastest growing economies.
This is a milestone in the Rwandan economy because the launch of the stock exchange will enable government to mobilize long-term funds, because that has been the shortage in the economy. We've been using commercial bank funds, which are short-term in nature, as you know, but now we have an opportunity to raise money for infrastructure, for energy, etc., etc.
We've created an environment where it's easy for any investor to register a company. It's easy for any investor to get any service from any government offices within this country. We've tried really to ease our taxation procedures so that it's easy for companies to pay taxes. But what's important is the fight against corruption.
Braliwa, a unit of Heineken, became the first locally owned company to be listed on the Rwanda Stock Exchange. The country, known more for the genocide that killed almost 1 million people in the 1990s, had operated an over-the-counter market since January 2008, after establishing a capital markets advisory council.
It is extremely important to set up a stock market in Rwanda because it is very difficult for an economy to entirely rely on a capital market that is existence elsewhere. What one needs to do is put in place capital market structures, no matter how humble they are, so that your own private sector and even public sector can learn on how to participate in those other markets.
We are very comfortable because investors have expressed appetite to the market, even shown the interest and the confidence they have in Rwanda capital market. This gives an indication that in the future we have more companies to come. As you know, we have a capital market privatization program whereby the government of Rwanda has decided to float its shares in different companies it owns through the Rwanda Stock Exchange.
Broker number 6 of 230, 1,300 shares.
The RSU plans to take on regional giants such as the Nairobi Stock Exchange, and the success of the Braliwa's initial public offering is expected to open doors to more listings. The share jumped 62% on its debut yesterday.
Rwanda actually is becoming more and more attractive. It's a growing country with very good prospects, GDP growth. At the moment, the company is owned by the Heineken company for 75%, and for 25% now by the public. We're very happy, very proud that we have new shareholders, almost 4,000. The majority of the shareholders are actually Rwandans. 80% of the new shareholders is Rwandans. For the moment, there's no specific plans to change this shareholding.
Apart from Braliwa, the only two other listed companies are Kenyan firms, Nation Media, a media group, and lender Kenya Commercial Bank, and plans are on board to attract more domestic listings.
Most local companies are starved of capital. I would imagine that they will all want to use the same opportunity to raise money, because capital market allows these companies to attract capital at a lower cost, because they have no interest rate to pay. They just allow to share their profits and share in the risks.
Later this year, the RSC expects to welcome the Bank of Kigali and MTN Rwanda, the local unit of MTN Group, Africa's biggest mobile phone company. The government also plans to sell a 25% stake in Sonarwa, the country's biggest insurer.
Bank of Kigali is coming on the stock exchange, not really as privatization, but as increasing capital. We thought, we own majority shares in the Bank of Kigali. In fact, we have 70% and the Social Security Fund has 30%. Instead of selling part of the 70%, because we want to see this bank developing into a big bank in the country, but also in the region, we decided it's better to increase the capital by 25%.
The Rwanda Stock Exchange joins a crowded field dominated by the NSC in Nairobi. While its success is by no means assured, the cross-listing of some of Kenya's largest companies does show business in the region believes in the Rwandan economy.